it's Jessii Vee, and as you can tell by the title of today's video, today I'm going to be talking about some very creepy Amazon glitches. And what makes this video like extra spooky is that everyone has either been on Amazon, probably ordered something on Amazon, or like knows someone in their life that uses Amazon. It's pretty worldwide. So you are probably going to be super shocked by the stories that I'm about to tell you because they really freaked me out because I use Amazon probably too much. I probably need to stop. Before I get started though, I just want to give a huge shout out to Red Key Lake House. This is a beautiful lake house in Ontario on Lake Scugog. My family and I just got back from there a few days ago and we had an amazing trip. It was absolutely beautiful. The views were amazing. The house was so clean and well decorated. And literally you walk in and there's just giant windows and you're greeted by the water and everything was just magnificent. We actually did a whole vlog on our experience that is up right now, but I will also put the link to the listing down below in the description if you're ever in the area. It is such an awesome place to go, so thank you Red Key Lake House for having me. I also have one last mention that I actually brought up in the previous video, but YouTube just implemented this really cool feature on my channel called Super Thanks. So if you look right under my video, you should see like a thanks button with a dollar sign, and it's basically a way to give back to your favorite creators. So it doesn't just have to be me, it could be anyone that you love to watch and you want to support them so they can continue doing what they're doing. So you click on that button and I believe it gives you different options for how much you want to contribute to the channel, but it allows you to leave a comment that'll show up in a really cool color on the top of the comment section, and I promise I will be replying to every single person who uses this feature. And if you can't or you don't want to, that is totally okay too. Just by watching my videos you are supporting me. But I wanted to give a shout out to this new feature because it was just implemented, and in case people didn't know what that was, so if you use it I will get back to you. And thank you so much again for everyone who just supports me. I love you guys so much. Alright, so let's get right into today's video talking about the creepy Amazon glitches. This first one is called the delivery photo glitch. There's a story about a stay-at-home mom that had two small children, and for the past 2 years, ever since they moved into their new house, she constantly sensed a presence around her. Now, strange things would happen mainly when her husband was away at work, and when he came home and she would try to tell him about all the creepy things that were happening to her, and he would say that stress was causing her to see and hear weird things. She would see shadows at the side of her eyes in different rooms, or sometimes something tall and dark would just quickly run past her before she had a chance to really see what it was. The stove would randomly turn on, the sinks would turn on when she wasn't there, and sometimes she would catch her two little children staring in the same direction with their eyes wide open as if they were looking at something terrifying that she couldn't see. And like I said, the most frustrating part about this all is that no one believed her, not even her husband. People just thought she was either making it up for attention or that she was just so overwhelmed by looking after her family day after day that stress was messing with her head and she was seeing things that weren't there. Now, this is what is so bizarre about this whole story, and this is where Amazon comes in. The Amazon app basically proved to her husband that she wasn't lying, and I'll tell you how. One day she got a notification for a delivery, and when she opened the app, the delivery man had taken a photo of the packages on her porch like they usually would, but this time the photo was taken at a farther view of her house, so you could see her porch with the packages on it, but then you could see like the first half of her house, so the bottom floor. And she was just about to put her phone away when she noticed something strange. In one of the bottom floor windows of her house was a tall black figure, and it was just standing there behind the glass. And she felt this shiver go down her arm because she just knew that that was the thing that had been tormenting her for years. So when her husband got home, she immediately showed him, and she could tell it spooked him a little, but he just told her that it was probably her that was caught in the photograph. And because the delivery guy took the photo so quickly, it made her look like a blurry dark figure. He also said it could have just been a glitch on the app, so once again, not really believing her, but he did admit that it was creepy. At this point, she was so frustrated and began ordering a bunch of Amazon items in hopes that she would get more photos showing the exact same figure. And over the next couple weeks, all of the delivery photos were super close up of the packages, so it didn't really show any windows of her house so she can prove this thing was there. But finally, at the end of the month, the Amazon driver took the photo on the pathway in front of her house. So this time, both the bottom floor windows and the top floor windows were visible in this delivery photo. And you would not believe what she saw. In fact, she was so scared by this photo that she dropped her phone to the floor. In every single window of her house, there was some form of tall, warped, dark shadow just staring out of it. She could probably count about 6 of them appearing in the photo. And she knew that there was no way that her husband could explain that one away. And she also knew that they needed to get out of their house immediately. And that is how the story ends. I don't know if it's a real story or a creepypasta, but it's definitely creepy. So while she thought there was maybe one thing bothering her in her house, they had multiple spirits lingering there. And I don't know why they only showed up in Amazon photos, but that is pretty creepy. So that is something they thought was a glitch, but ended up being real. And by the way, if your husband doesn't believe you and blames everything you're experiencing on stress, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Okay, next we have something called the doppelganger glitch. I found this creepypasta talking about a legend where if you go onto the Amazon app at midnight and type your own name in the search bar, a listing will come up with a photo of your face and there'll be no price attached. There will just be a button that says add to cart. Apparently, within the coming week when you get your delivery, you'll wish you had never bought another version of yourself. So there was this guy who assumed this legend to just be completely fake. So one night when him and his friends were hanging out, they decided to try out this legend just as a joke. So when midnight hit, he pulled out his phone and opened the Amazon app, and everyone gathered around him to watch as he typed his own name in the search bar. At first, he just saw a bunch of items that started off with the first letter of his name, but when he scrolled down, his heart stopped when he saw a photo of himself. It was a photo that he had never put on any of his social media, and in fact, he never even remembered taking this photo. His friends around him were laughing because they thought that he just set this up as some sort of prank, but little did they know he was also extremely surprised. Well, because he didn't want to look afraid in front of all of his friends, he added himself to his cart, which is super weird to say. And it said that he would receive his delivery in 2 days. Those next 2 days were brutal for him. He was anxious and constantly waiting for the sound of his doorbell, wondering what would show up. Was it all just a joke to scare people? Would he actually be greeting himself in the doorway? On the second day, nighttime rolled around and he never got a knock on his door, so he finally felt super relieved. But just as he walked over to close the curtains in his bedroom before he went to sleep, he saw a figure standing in the darkness of his backyard, and at first he thought that maybe his dad was outside letting the dog out to pee, but when he squinted his eyes to get a closer look, staring back at him was his own face. And yeah, that's how that ended. Honestly, I wish there was more because I want to see what happens next. Is his own self doppelganger thing going to be nice to him? Is he trying to take over his life, which is what most of them do? Is he like evil? I want to know more. And I kind of want to try this legend on the vlog channel. Anyways, so guys, those are all of the Amazon glitches I'm going to be talking about today. If you want me to do more on this subject matter, give this video a thumbs up and let me know. And you could also use that super thanks button to ask me to make upcoming videos on what topics you want to see, because I will get back to you on that. But yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!